All You Need to Know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning. This is the All You Need to Know podcast on Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Over the next few minutes, we'll tell you everything that we think you should know at the start of your day. Today is the 11th of March. US equity markets rose sharply overnight in anticipation of stimulus measures by the Trump administration to counter the economic impact of the coronavirus. After starting out close to 2% positive, the three averages gained further, ending the day higher by close to 5%. But the gains may be short-lived, with the US equity futures retreating and Asian equities opening lower as investors continue to wait for the details of the Trump administration's stimulus. S&P 500 futures were lower by over 1% last I checked. President Donald Trump didn't appear at a White House briefing on the outbreak after promising on Monday that he would hold a news conference to announce a major economic aid package. Meanwhile, here's an update on the coronavirus. Italy has become the first country to attempt a nationwide lockdown to stop the spread of the virus. The death toll from the virus, which is on the cusp of turning into a pandemic, is edging towards 500 in that country. In the US, the number of cases approached 1,000 on Tuesday, and officials further clamped down on large public gatherings and called for students to take classes online. In India, the total of confirmed cases stood at 50, according to a statement from the government on Tuesday. After the 44 positive cases declared on Monday, 3 positive cases were reported from Bengaluru with travel history to the US via Dubai. 1 more from the city had travel history from the US via London's Heathrow Airport. Saudi Arabia has escalated its oil price war with Russia as its state-owned company promised to supply a record of 12.3 million barrels a day next month. The supply hike, which is more than 25% higher than last month's production, puts Aramco above its maximum sustainable capacity, indicating that the kingdom is even tapping its strategic inventories to pump crude into the market as quickly as possible. Moscow responded within minutes, with Energy Minister Alexander Novak saying that Russia has the capacity or the ability to boost production by 500,000 barrels a day. That would put the country's output potentially at 11.8 million barrels a day, which is also a record. Brent crude, having risen from the depths seen at the start of the week, was trading 1% higher last I checked at $38.4 to the barrel. Now, besides the coronavirus and global markets, politics is going to be front and center today here in India. You may have heard about this brewing at the start of the week. Jyotiraditya Scindia has snapped his family's ties with the Congress. He announced his resignation after meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and is now expected to join the Bharatiya Janata Party in a couple of days. After Scindia's resignation, as many as 22 Congress MLAs in Madhya Pradesh resigned from the government, putting the Chief Minister Kamal Nath's 15-month-long reign at risk. India's largest equity hedge fund isn't willing to call a bottom on the free fall of the equity markets. The fund, which is called Avendus Capital Public Markets Alternate Strategies, has been unwinding its investments to raise cash holdings to the highest in several years. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Agam. How are we looking at the start today?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Well, to start off with the day's trade, we are looking at some amount of pressure on the SGX Nifty futures, but do remember we're coming on the back of a holiday where we have seen significant volatility across the globe. But what are the stocks that we can watch out for in today's day of trade? Well, I am going to start off with Yes Bank, where we have Nippon Mutual Fund and Axis Trustee, which have filed petitions against the decision to write down Yes Bank's 81 bonds under reconstruction plan. The Bombay High Court will hear petitions on March 11. Moving on to Biocon, which is in focus as the US FDA has accepted its biologics license application for Mylan's Avastin, which is used for cancer treatment, reports Bloomberg. Future Retail says the break-even for smaller stores will be achieved by September 2020 and the first 7-Eleven store will open by April 2020 in Mumbai. In more problems owing to the virus outbreak, we have Wonderla Holidays, which says that in view of the emerging cases of coronavirus in Kerala, the company has decided to temporarily close its Kochi park between March 11th to March 20th. To remember, Granules India's upcoming buyback record date has also been set at March 20th. Now, moving on to a bunch of broking calls this morning, we have one from Macquarie on Reliance Industries. Now, the broking house has upgraded the company to neutral from underperformance, but it's also cut its price target to 1145 from 1300, and it says that it's removing the Aramco deal premium from its target price. Moving on to GAIL, we have Credit Suisse, which has downgraded the company to underperform from outperform, and it cuts its target price to 88 from 171, saying that sharp fall in crude prices will likely lead to losses in trading segment. And finally, we have HSBC on aviation. It says COVID-19 creates significant uncertainty in the aviation sector. However, the impact of demand cut in air travel has been softened by lower oil prices. And on the back of that, HSBC has upgraded Interglobe Aviation to hold from reduce, however, has cut its price target to 1195 from 1295, and it maintains a buy on SpiceJet, but cutting the price target to 90 from 110. Now, these are just some of the stocks that you can watch out for as we move into trade today. But don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.